For terrifying true camping stories, you won't forget story number 1. My boyfriend and I had planned a quiet weekend camping trip out in the gorge. We'd always gone with friends before, but this time it was just the two of us, no distractions, just nature and quality time together. When we got out of the car to start getting our gear ready for the mile-long hike into the woods, two guys came out of the trailhead. They looked off. Sketchy, almost. They stared at us for a few seconds, then turned around and went back to their old, beat-up Volkswagen camper van. I felt uneasy, but shrugged it off and we started the hike to our usual camping area. I had camped there a few times before and knew the spots pretty well. Once we got there, I noticed someone had already set up camp further up the hill. Not wanting to be too close, we picked a spot a bit lower down, where we'd be out of sight, but apparently not out of earshot. Because as we were setting up, I heard yelling coming from the trail. It started to get dark, so I went to gather firewood when suddenly the man from the van showed up. Out of nowhere. He asked if we needed help and offered to sell us a bundle of firewood for $10. I kind of laughed. We were in the woods, firewood was everywhere. He then said I probably wouldn't find much since he and others had already cleared it out over the last few weeks. That raised a red flag. I asked how long he'd been out there. He told me almost a month. Claimed he was alone. But I had clearly heard him yelling at someone earlier. I asked him about that, why he referred to others when talking about the firewood. He stumbled over his words, then said, "Oh yeah, there are some guys I know across the river." Then he got weirdly chatty. Told us he was from Pennsylvania, had taken a bus to Lexington, and had been living in the woods near where I worked. I knew exactly the place, full of homeless people, addicts, and people clearly on the run. Basically, he was a homeless man who had somehow ended up in the gorge, living off the land, eating snakes and bugs, and selling firewood to strangers like us. He said we were the first people he'd seen in weeks. I didn't believe a word he said. His stories were inconsistent, and he kept changing details. He eventually invited us to see his camp, which was stocked with way too much gear for just one guy. He mentioned he liked to camp at the top of the hill because he could see everything and everyone. Sure enough, he had a straight view down to our site. By now, it was pitch black. He helped us start a fire, but I was trying to politely get him to leave. When he finally walked off, I turned to my boyfriend and whispered, "There's no way in hell I'm sleeping here with that guy up the hill." We didn't have a gun, a knife, not even a dog. If something happened, we were totally vulnerable. But somehow, my boyfriend convinced me to stay the night. All night, we kept hearing twigs snapping and footsteps circling our tarp. I knew it was him. He was out there, watching us. Eventually, I whispered to my boyfriend, "Let's pack quietly and get out of here." We left the tarp behind so it wouldn't make noise and alert him. As soon as I stood up with my pack, a voice from the dark said, "Leaving so soon?" We didn't respond. We just ran, fast and silent. As we disappeared into the trees, I heard him yell behind us, "Come back." I don't know what he wanted, and I don't care. All I know is, he wasn't alone. He was lying about a lot. We called the rangers the next morning and reported everything.